Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into something truly fascinating, the Kanai intelligent agent and how it's tackling the massive agricultural waste problem. We hear the term super app all the time, right? But instead of just using one to order takeout or grab a ride, we're going to look at how an autonomous AI can actually help solve huge global issues, starting right out in the fields. We'll be following the complete, honestly incredible journey of how an everyday farmer can take a giant pile of useless agricultural waste and turn it directly into cash using nothing but a smart AI companion.
Okay, let's dive into this. The absolute core philosophy here, the beating heart of the whole system, is this idea. Technology is no longer a tool waiting for commands, but has become an autonomous companion. Instead of just focusing on trivial daily conveniences where we literally have to prompt the machine for every single little step, Kanai's built from the ground up to tackle huge, complex global issues like environmental degradation head-on. It's honestly a completely different way to think about the software sitting in our pockets right now.
To put that into perspective, think of a traditional super app like a really fancy multi-tool box. Sure, it has everything you need in one place, but you still have to dig through it, pick out the exact right tool, and do all the heavy lifting yourself. But Kanai, it flips the script. It has this virtual assistant named Kanai right at the center. It doesn't just sit there waiting for you to click buttons. It uses advanced machine learning to actually understand what your end goals are. And then it acts autonomously. You don't just get a list of Google search results to read through. It instantly hands you an optimized, comprehensive, and totally actionable solution.
Let's ground this in reality with a very tangible, real-world problem. 3 tons. Just imagine a farmer completely exhausted after finishing a grueling harvest, only to be left staring at 3 tons of leftover corn cobs. Traditionally, this is a massive headache, right? It just sits there, rotting, or maybe they have to burn it, which creates terrible pollution. It's just a burden. But here's where Kanai changes the game. Instead of stressing over how to get rid of it, this farmer simply pulls out their smartphone, speaks a natural voice command, and asks the Kanai assistant for help with this exact pile of waste.
And this is exactly where the AI just takes over. The farmer speaks the command, and Connie goes to work instantly. First, it automatically pinpoints the nearest local cooperative that has an ATM kiln. Next, it shoots the farmer a super quick 3-minute video showing them exactly how to pack those cobs so they don't get moldy during transport. And finally, it calculates the exact amount of valuable biochar the farmer is going to get in return. No guesswork, no confusing forms to fill out in triplicate, just instant step-by-step action turning a total burden directly into a resource.
So the crucial point is the end game here. The physical waste gets processed, and the resulting digital asset is transparently and instantly deposited straight into the farmer's e-wallet as cash. It is entirely seamless. They've quite literally turned a pile of useless, rotting trash into direct economic value with just a single voice command. The entire process of moving and processing that agricultural waste is digitized from start to finish. It honestly almost feels like magic. But it's really just incredibly efficient, autonomous tech, making this farmer's life tangibly better.
Now, zooming out from that farmer's personal wallet, we hit a massive global scale, and we do that through carbon credits. See, local sustainable actions, like our farmer doing the right thing and converting those exact corn cobs into biochar instead of just burning them, are tokenized into verifiable digital assets. And these aren't just arbitrary points in some random loyalty app. They are globally recognized carbon credits. Large international corporations actually buy these very credits on an open market so they can meet their own corporate net zero emissions commitments.
And this brilliantly illustrates the true power of this new circular economy, isolating exactly 1 ton of CO2. The absolute key to making this entire system work, and the exact reason our local farmer actually gets paid real hard cash for their waste, is precise measurement. Through its vast network, Kanai tracks, verifies, and isolates the precise moment 1 ton of CO2 has been safely sequestered or prevented from entering the atmosphere. That unshakable, verified measurement is exactly what creates the trust and ultimately the financial value in the marketplace.
So, you might be wondering, how does it manage the massive amounts of data required to accurately track all of this? Well, Kanai uses a deeply rooted organizational philosophy known as heaven, earth, and human. It's a fascinating way to seamlessly connect 3 totally different levels of data. Heaven handles the huge macro scale, mapping out climate patterns and global satellite data. Earth tracks the actual physical infrastructure, things like the biochar factories and the supply chain logistics. And finally, human focuses on specific local actions like the daily decisions made by our farmer. By linking these 3 distinct levels, the AI sees the entire picture, literally from space straight down to the soil.
Supporting that incredible vast data network is something called the ABTE backbone, which stands for regeneration, biochar, technology, agriculture, and energy. But don't think of these as separate, siloed departments. They are highly interconnected gears driving this digital economy. Energy powers the tech, which then optimizes the agriculture, which produces the biomass for the biochar, which ultimately drives the regeneration of the soil itself. It's the specific, tightly interwoven architecture that allows the system to continuously turn local environmental actions into measurable economic value.
All of this leaves us with a truly provocative question. Can our daily actions, when empowered by intelligent technology, truly build an entirely new regenerative economy? It is an incredible thought to ponder. I mean, we started with a pile of waste corn cobs that absolutely nobody wanted, and we ended up in a high-tech global marketplace for carbon neutrality, all seamlessly driven by an autonomous AI companion that just wants to help. It really makes you realize the massive, world-changing potential we can unlock when we combine human action with intelligent tech. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and I hope this leaves you inspired to think a little differently about the technology currently resting in your own hands.